Hey everybody, Frank Garay here again, today with Marc Kanat with Guild Mortgage. How you doing, Mark?
Very good, Frank. Thank you so much. Happy to be here today.
Oh, great, thanks. You know, Guild Mortgage.
Been around forever.
How long have they been around? I mean, I've been doing this over 20 years. When I got into the business, Guild was down the street, retail, to tell you the truth.
Over 40 years?
Yeah, over 40 years. Yeah, so you're still here, even through the crunch and the credit crisis and all that, huh?
Well, I think we're still here because they're a pretty conservative company. I didn't used to think that was a good thing, but now I'm pretty happy that
pretty good.
They followed that line.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to get them in here, guys, because, you know, Guild has been around for such a long time, and they kind of, you know, their staple in the past was always your agency stuff and your government stuff. You know, and now that we're in this new market, if you will, you know, I think the government stuff, you know, is going to become more and more of a viable option for us as far as, you know, our needs go out there. So are you guys, Mark, still pretty heavy into the govs? I mean, you got all the gov stuff and whatnot still? Very
strong. We also have the CalHfa program as well as the FHA and VA and all the other assorted community-related programs.
Okay. Well, let's just kind of go down the gamut here. Of course, you've got all your typical Fannie Freddie stuff.
Yes, sir.
So we don't really need to deal with that. I mean, everybody knows what that's all about. You know, blah blah blah. You know, yada yada. Okay.
Full doc, A credit. Right?
Yeah, right. So, but let's talk about the other stuff. Okay, going down toward down the government kind of things. Give me, what do you got? I mean, you said you even had CalPERS. What do you got right now?
Well, we got the CalPERS, which is, I think, kind of fading a little bit in popularity. The My Community seems to be getting a little more popular now, and this CalHfa seems to be a real good product to have in your arsenal today. It does a special deal for teachers, and it has some very nice features to it for first-time home buyers.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the CalHfa a little bit here. I think very few of our people really entertain doing CalHfa simply because they're not exactly sure how to do it, and it's confusing to them, and there truly is more paperwork involved, right? I mean,
absolutely, Frank.
Yeah.
Some of the programs require up to 3 years worth of tax returns, plus numerous documents to be signed in advance that authorize the broker and the lender to move ahead on the transaction.
Okay. Well, let's just kind of go down my little list that I take everybody down on. Let's just focus on CalHfa for right now, just for the sake of doing it, and see how much info we can get out of you on this, because they might have some stuff laying around in the drawers that might be perfect for CalHfa.
I hope so.
First of all, I know for a fact that CalHfa is definitely a low-to-mod product, right? They've got income limits?
They have income limits for most of the different counties. They're in the booklet, which I'll give you the website for later on.
Okay.
They have both income and price points that you cannot exceed.
Okay. Price points. Oh, sales price.
Sales price.
Okay. And then their website that you're going to give us, I mean, pretty much all the information's there.
Absolutely.
So are income limits and everything there?
You can get the booklet off the website. What you get off the website that I think is most beneficial is the ability to sign up for some training if you like to learn in detail how the CalHfa program works.
Okay, so let's say we get through all that, you know, and I think it's a good idea if you guys want to get on there and get the training done, but let's say we get through all that and we're kind of trained up on this, and we, you know, figured out where our income limits are and our price limits are and stuff like that. Let's kind of go down the gamut. I mean, let's start with credit. This is pretty much a purchase loan, right?
It is specifically a purchase transaction for first-time home buyers, yes.
Okay, great. So, purchase deal. What kind of FICO scores are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at normal FICO scores above 600. It says that there aren't limitations, but I've not seen anything below 600 really get approved.
Okay. Now, I know in some instances, lenders, let's say CalHfa says, yeah, you know, this deal's fine with us, even though it's below 600, but the lender will step in and say, well, it's not okay with us. Are you guys going to do anything like that?
Guild does not have overlays. The files are underwritten by the CalHfa underwriters, and we go with their approval.
So if CalHfa says go, it's a go, as far as you're concerned.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So there's no real FICO limit on it.
Correct. Just like some of your Fannie Freddie stuff that'll approve.
Your experience, though, has been you haven't seen much get through that's under the 600 range.
I've heard stories, but not personally experienced anything below 600.
Okay. All right. So do I need a certain amount of trade lines or anything like that?
Again, it's a first-time home buyer program. You have two options with the underwriting. One is an automated system that's proprietary to CalHfa. The other is a mandatory underwrite. So you can use alternative forms of credit. You do not need to have the standard 2 or 3 trade lines for 24 months.
But they're going to want to probably, if we don't have anything on a credit report, get something out of us, maybe a few trade lines, something like that. Okay, what about verification of rent? Do you know about that?
Yes, it requires, again, pretty extensive documentation. If you're a renter, of course, you're going to want to get a verification of rents. You may have to provide canceled checks on that if your property is not managed by a property management company.
Okay, so they won't do the private party VOR?
Private party VOR, no. But again, a VOR is not an absolute necessity in the transaction.
Okay, so
you could be living at home.
Yeah, you could be living with your parents or something like that. Okay, what about the cash requirements? What are we looking at there? Do you know? I mean, do they have to have any money on their own?
It depends on the individual. It is a 100% possible product. School teachers in particular can be given an additional down payment assistance program. Your average borrower can get in with 5%, in some cases as little as 2%.
Really? So they don't do 100%? I thought that they did 100%.
They do 100%, but it's a combination of the CalHfa and a down payment.
And a DAP.
Yeah, a DAP, exactly.
Okay.
It's acronym rich, Frank.
Okay, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So it's, is that me? How embarrassing. Sorry.
I left mine in the car.
Okay, so now, but these down payment assistance programs, they're city specific, right?
No, they're state specific. They're also actually employment specific. School teachers, firefighters, policemen, that sort are.
So there's special down payment stuff that you can use with the CalHfa if you're a policeman or a firefighter or a teacher or something like that.
Yes.
And then, but the other down payment assistance stuff is state specific, so we can get these these DAP products from CalHfa, basically?
It will work in conjunction with that. The website will clarify as
what they can get.
Down payment programs change fairly frequently.
Okay. All right. So, but they don't need reserves or anything like that?
No.
Nothing like that. Okay. So, what about property types? Do you know what kind of property types they're looking for here?
Well, it is, again, a first-time homebuyer program, so single family is your typical requirement. I believe you can purchase 2 units, but beyond 2 units, I think there's some restrictions there.
What about condos? Do you know?
Condos are fine.
Non-warrantable condos?
Don't know the answer to that one,
All
Frank.
right.
Have to check.
Not manufactured. CalHfa won't do manufactured, will they?
CalHfa will not do manufactured.
Okay, so that's all good. So if we wanted to get rocking on this with some training, you don't actually offer the training. It's better to get it right from CalHfa.
Yes, and let me say up front that you don't need the training to do the transaction, but the training will definitely assist you, particularly with the paperwork.
It gets you going in the right direction.
Yeah. Would you like me to give the folks the website?
Yeah, why don't you let us know what it is?
www.calhfa.ca.gov.
Okay, great. How's your turn times doing?
Our turn times are excellent. However, CalHFAs are a little bit slower.
Okay, what kind of rates are they giving at CalHfa?
Well, you have 3 products. Thank you for asking that. You got your standard 30-year fixed, your 40-year fixed, but the big winner today is the 35-year IO. Okay,
and what about are they rolling in at roughly?
They post that rate on a daily basis. It's currently at 6.75.
Okay. All right. They got MI too, don't they?
Yes.
And it's a low factor.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're kind of running out of time here, so all right. Well, okay. Marc Kanat.
Thank you.
Right? Guild Mortgage. Where's your office?
I'm located in Walnut Creek.
Do you actually have an office? I mean, you got underwriters sitting in there and everything?
No, our underwriters are in San Diego.
They're in San Diego. So who's in your office?
I am.
Just you?
This time that would be just me, Frank.
So if we wanted to kick somebody's butt, it would be your butt down in Walnut Creek?
It would be. I'd be happy to give you my cell phone.
That's not too far for a lot of us. Yeah. Hey, Marc.
I come to your office, you kick my butt.
There you go. Yeah, come in and show up. Marc over at Guild. Guild, they've been around a long time. They're kind of a staple in the industry. They got all the stuff, but especially with this CalHfa stuff, you might give them a call. Thanks, man.
And we are an approved lender with first priority.
Always good.